Can watches be an art form? Well, obviously, I hear you watch fans say, since we probably feel that these little mechanical marvels are all super special, right? But whilst I agree with that, we tend to perhaps mainly think of watch art as fancy tourbillons, super intricate and expensive movements from the likes of Erlang and Söhne, or even the over-the-top work from Uhrwerk and others. But what about microbrands? What can we find there that fits the term art? Well, I would like to present to you that this Signum Cuda Bronze Cathedral is a work of art. I mean, just look at this dial. Signum is the sister brand of Stratton, which is a brand I've had fun with in the past. From covering their fun car-inspired watches and amazing 80s designs that brought back my childhood, to getting some time with Carl, interviewing him where we bonded over cars and our love of early Alfa Romeos. Anyway, Signum got a lot of attention, and rightly so, over their stunning long-lasting lume and excellent pricing. Yet, here we are looking at a watch on lend to me that is like no other that I've seen for a long time. Now fear not, we get the same awesome lume and excellent bezel action as the brand offers in all their models. But what is so interesting to me here is the overlay of an intriguing dial design via a straightforward dive watch design. And I'm not going to bother holding you in suspense on the pricing here. It's $499 and let's discuss exactly what you get for this in today's video. I hope you'll stick around. To fit this nice dial, you need the real estate, so it is a little larger than what I normally cover. Diameter is 42mm and lug to lug I measure at 50mm. Lug width is 22mm and it's 13mm thick. On leather it clocks in at just under 115 gram and we get a 200 meter water resistance. This is a larger watch, but most of us can pull off a 42, so don't let this fact scare you. So we are here for this dial obviously, and wouldn't it be nice if this was all lead glass or some sort of shiny sapphire covered hand carved steelwork? This is not the case, and how could it be at this price? I think the sweet spot is approximately 10 centimeters away. Any closer and the magic fades and you start seeing the printed details broken down to their components. It's not quite like up-close photographs in the newspapers of yesteryear, but you'll see what I mean under my macro lens. I don't think this is reason to think less of this design, since are you really going to stick this under a loop every day of ownership? No, of course not. And trust me, the dial is not the only detail worth gawking at. What we can clearly appreciate are very good applied indices all around. In fact, slightly better than what we'd normally expect. And also an applied logo that is discreet and classy. At just above the 6 we get automatic and 200 meters and the color matched tiny date window of the Miyota movements. I appreciate the attention to detail, but the reality is that light on brown and its tiny size means it's very challenging to see the date. But having it loomed is of course a fun touch. No date would have been my preference here for sure, but it always is, so disregard my preference by all means. These sword hands do a good job doubling up as cathedral hand patterns, and the red tip seconds hand is possibly different on the production models that are all orange on the website anyway. Either way, it ties in well with the dial. I will also add that under bright white lights it does look far more orange. This silver colored retort is an excellent detail that helps brighten up the whole dial, and this takes us to the next cab off the art rank. We came here for the dial, but we might stay thanks to the bezel. What we find here is a unique mother-of-pearl bezel, enriched with enamel and lume details for an elegant finish, and it really is quite something, and amazingly I think it's much more eye-catching in its brownish color than on the blue model that I also have at hand. If you've ever seen barracuda teeth, you know they are pretty scary indeed, but these little ones are less of a worry. They do add to the bezel look in an interesting way, and I think they are a great move, which we'll also see shortly in the lume section. It's also the usual excellent bezel feel, which may never make it down to any depth of water, but that's okay. You can get this in a 39mm version in steel with a steel bracelet if you really want to make this your dive watch. The first and lasting impression to me is a very beautiful and cohesive design that may not be the only watch you own, but certainly will make you smile when you do wear it. Speaking of which, let's chat bronze. The CU-SN8 bronze case will develop a natural patina over time. Some people love this, including me, others hate it. The reaction with your skin when you touch this means a particular smell that reminds you of old tools or perhaps time spent on ships. So you'll have to get used to this wearing the watch and touching things like the signed and easy to grip crown that is wide and thin and reminds me a little of a Tudor Black Bay crown. One of my favorite watches is my bronze Oris, and I can definitely attest to the immensely interesting patina bronze watches, but you need to be aware of this phenomenon and appreciate it. This is why the back of the watch has a grumpy barracuda in steel, so you don't have the bronze reacting with your wrist every time you wear it. Good looking fish too, that enhances the specs around it. Behind here hides the Miyota 9015, which is a reliable automatic movement from the Citizen Group in Japan, which will offer you a power reserve of around 42 hours. It is a solid choice for a solid watch. The watch is fitted with a handcrafted Italian leather strap equipped with quick-release spring bars. It's signed and rather solid indeed, with an unusual double-cross stitch at the lug ends. A solid and signed bronze buckle hammers home the tough and robust overall effort that is somehow also pretty, and let's be honest, quite ornamental. I only own one or two 22mm straps these days, so let's check out some strap options, which is easy since the included straps comes with quick release spring bars. The Lume is predictably excellent, and you will not be disappointed here. Carl has done some really fun things with his Signum brand. Name a color or material combination and he's likely done it. Taking risks like this is not cheap or safe, and how good is it to have microbrands stick their collective chins out and do this stuff, and at a price too that allows you to buy one just for fun occasional wear. Imagine if Carl took this concept a little further and actually sculpted his style out with mother of pearl or glass styles. That would be something, but would you support this with your hard-earned cash? Do let me know in the comments. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you next time.